What up, y'all? On these next couple videos, I'm gonna be kind of vulnerable with y'all. Not because I want to put my business out there, but because I know it's a lot of people dealing with the same things I dealt with. You know what I'm saying? And if I want to help, if this will help you anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? But my two biggest problems I had that one God has fully delivered me from was drugs and alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Smoking and drinking. The other one was lust. This video, we're going to talk about the drugs and alcohol. By the way, I got almost 6 years clean. But let me take y'all through it briefly. Well, like anybody else, I started out, I was like 14, 15, started out smoking weed and drinking, you know what I'm saying? And like with drugs and alcohol, I started out with weed and beer. And you keep doing something, it's gonna keep elevating, you know what I'm saying? So weed and beer turned into liquor, you know what I'm saying? Turned into smoking juice, you know what I'm saying? That turned into popping thizzles when Mac Dre them came out. Then it turned into playing with my nose. And by the way, I'm not glorifying none of this, and I hope don't nobody try it, because it totally destroyed my life, you know what I'm saying? If my nieces and my nephews see this, don't y'all ever try this. I don't want none of y'all kids, none of y'all nieces, none of y'all family members to ever try it. I'm just, for the people who stuck in it, I'm trying to, tell them how I got out. Okay, so yeah, it's steadily getting worse, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't too bad to where, it's just totally broke me down. But towards the end, I started off, I had a little monkey on my back. Towards the end, it's like I had King Kong on my back, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't, I couldn't control that, you know what I'm saying? But, I kind of kept appearances up because I always worked, or else I hustled, you know what I'm saying? And coming up in the hustling world, everybody around me was doing it. All my friends was doing it. So I knew it was wrong. And I would always ask God to help me stop. But the environment I was in and the friends I was hanging around, even though I probably was worse off than they was, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't shake it. But I touched on that briefly. I couldn't ever stop. To eventually, I guess God allowed me to get in some trouble, some serious trouble, to where, I was, I went to jail for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I was forced to stop, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere, it was a wake-up call for me, I sobered up, and really looked at my life like I was about to do some big time. And, I guess it scared me straight. I don't know. It was divine intervention. I wish that situation would have never happened. But had that never happened, I would have never just said, nah, man, I can't keep going this route. I got to straighten my life up. So in the midst of me going to court, I was in the county then, you know what I'm saying? I got out on bail. Then I went to the Salvation Army. Shout out to Salvation Army. Because in that time, God really started dealing with me. Even in the county, I started a Bible study. Salvation Army, that's a Bible-based, a treatment center. So I was in there for a year, you know what I'm saying? In that time, I had built my relationship with Jesus. And, you know what I'm saying? That's why, what I tell y'all, if you want to stop, either go check yourself in somewhere, or just quit hanging around the people you hanging around, and quit hanging in those places. Because like I said before, you can want to stop 100%, but if you still around the same people in the same places, I don't see it being possible, because they're gonna pull you back in. Like they say, keep going to a barbershop, you're gonna eventually get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? But it was just the way it worked out for me. I had that time away, and I knew I had to change my life anyway. But like my mother had told me before, just go ahead and check yourself in. But at the time, you know what I'm saying, I knew I was just like, dang, if I leave, then who gonna pay the bills and who gonna help you? But I really should have went. I really should have went because I know God would have worked it out. But, you know, I'm thinking, I know you thinking like, dang, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna just stop life? But just any way you can, if it's just, you know, just getting away from them people and just hanging to yourself, you know what I'm saying? That help 1,000,000%. You can get away from the people and the places and just, but it's not gonna work. This what worked for me. You know, you gotta put God in it. You know what I'm saying? That's what worked for me. I put God in it. You know what I'm saying? I was changing my life, but you know, like if you stop something, you know, you stop a bad habit, you gotta start a good habit. You can't just stop it and then don't replace it with nothing. So I replaced it. You know, I was in my word more. I replaced it with God. That's what made it really work. God, then being away from the people, then being away from the same places. And with me at my time, just knowing I had to change my life because, you know, I was in some big trouble. But that's how it worked for me, you know what I'm saying? And if this helped anybody, I hope it do. But God bless you. I just want to put that out there.